Okay, folks, this is Dr. Shailinder Sodhi, and I'm here with my co host, Dr. Anju Sodhi. Today, we will be doing the show on very common issues which every young person and adult person faces. Every week on Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m., we both come and we discuss few issues which are mostly common or not so common, chronic and autoimmune diseases. This time, Dr. Anju and I have decided to come up with a very common issue. And, I'm sure as soon I mention it, you will say, oh, I had that too when I was young. So the topic today, Anju, Dr. Anju, what we having today?
Yeah, we are going to talk about the acne. We will be covering the adult acne as well as the teenager acne. So, acne can be in any part, like from the 20s, teenagers to 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and there could be the several reasons for the adult acne.
Right, and almost everyone has experienced at least the occasional pimple during adolescence, and many battled chronic acne during those tender teenage year. That's so common. I mean, I think I was one of the lucky one who had very little acne when I was in my teenage. I'm not sure about you, Dr.
Yeah, I
Anju.
definitely had my part.
You had your share, and that's what I mean. It's like everyone, I mean, all the parents probably have dealt in their young age, and now they're dealing with their children's acne. So today, this is the topic which we'll be discussing on acne. And folks, feel free to call us today at 1-844-301-1250. That's again 1-844-301-1250. If you know, or if you had it, or if you know someone who had suffered with acne, will be happy to take your question and suggest to you the alternates to the what you can do in your home. At the show, the show is your body is your natural pharmacy. Our main goal is to uh, advise you accordingly the things you can do at home. And I have an expert, Dr. Anju, with me. She sees quite a bit of female patients who have an acne, and I have seen some of my share as well. So, like I mentioned earlier, that everyone who has probably seen the acne, and about 20% of Americans continued that battle with the acne even into adulthood. That's really high number, Dr. Anju.
That's really high. That's really high. And from like the teenagers to like the adult and the acne, it's really like people are suffering. They are like it affects their image. Like they don't want to go out in the public.
Right. And the currently an estimated about 60 million Americans. I mean, that's about a lot of people. About 60 million Americans have acne, of which 20% have acne that has severe enough to cause scarring. So, a lot of those people, out of 60 million people, 20% suffer scarring on the face, which is
Scarring is also like I really think like and also in my practice I have seen with the hormones has effect on the people for the acne as well. So and the due to the people who gets the acne due to the hormonal effect, they end up having more scarring. But we will be discussing this more later.
right. Whenever I think of a lot of people, when they notice scarring on their face, they socially feel embarrassed about their condition. And only very small fraction of adults seek any medical treatment. I mean, these are the people who will probably heavy makeup to hide the scarring. I have seen even in my practice, where that was the case. It becomes very
Yeah,
challenging for these individuals.
and if they are not wearing the right kind of the makeup to hide the acne, it's even worse.
Right.
That
I think majority of these people who have scarring or who have acne, they usually feel like that their appearance and walking into a job interview or going out on a date with adult acne is not an easy matter for these people, because they definitely see that this condition may be interfering with their social life. So, folks, we will be discussing this quite a bit. So, like I mentioned earlier, feel free to call us at 1-844-301-1250. That's on the Desi Radio. And we are the co host today, and we're discussing acne. And, you are welcome to call us at any time. We will discuss your issues. So, like I mentioned earlier, if acne is a issue which can be related to the lifestyle, to the diet, and also, you know, how we handle our stress in our life. And I will tell you that a lot of the modern treatment which have been given for acne, these treatments are basically focused toward the antibiotics.
Yes, and the topical antibiotics as well as the systemic. So, but the cause is like it sometimes it works, but most of the time it's not working. And the other thing is like by taking the antibiotics for the longer time, it really worsens your GI, your gut.
Right,
So
and the acne is usually what I find is like one thing is that when we treat these people or the people who have been given long-term antibiotics, uh, like you mentioned, they do get digestive issues. They also the gut bacteria, the natural biome, the healthy bacteria which sit in the gut get destroyed by the antibiotic. So it's a catch-22. Even though we are trying to heal the superficial acne, which we think there may be a bacterial component present, which and all these bacteria are living on our skin. So, when we're trying to treat with the long-term antibiotic treatments like 6-month treatment, or, if one of my patient was there for a couple of years and had to be on the treatment in order, as soon she will stop taking antibiotic, her acne will come. But at the same time, she started noticing that her digestion was getting weaker and weaker, and she started having malnutrition and malabsorption cases. So it was very challenging for her. And in those cases, Dr. Anju, what do you think? I mean, we should be considering.
yeah, because a lot of people do not, they just want to get one thing need to everybody who has the acne need to learn that it's not a quick fix. It's gonna take its time. And people want to rush. They want to just get better as soon as possible, and that is not the case. And the by taking only the anti acne has the different reasons. It can be several factors can contribute into it, like from the GI gut, from the gut to eating habits, which is the I think the main basic reason for the acne is the diet. Our diet is like the lot of saturated food and the fried foods and the not enough fiber, and so all that is the problem. And they if they do not address that, and if they keep on taking the antibiotics, they're not gonna fix it.
Right. I remember when I had my, acne in the young age when I was in college. In fact, I was in medical school at that time, and being in a Ayurvedic program, so my approach was very much natural, and I tried to see what I was doing differently, which might have caused, going to medical school or any stressful education. It's not easy on the body. So I was noticing that some of the modification I did with my diet helped me a lot, and also taking care of my skin on regular basis really helped me. But that really helped me understanding this issue of acne, which majority of people really face, that they need to what they need to do in order to win the fight against acne. One must have to understand that underlying causes. Unless you understand the underlying causes, you're not going to heal those acnes. Usually there is not a one reason. There can be multiple reasons, right?
Yes, there is multiple reasons, and I do suggest to my patients that like learn about your how when you get the acne and what makes it worse or better, and what type of the acne you have, which area of the body you have the acne the most. And if people understand that, it would be easier for the physicians, and also for yourself. It would be easier to help yourself.
Right. And the current medical approach to the management of acne is really very superficial. And usually it's aimed at preventing the bacterial overgrowth in the skin. So that's what I was mentioning is like taking an antibiotic. And this often requires going on medical treatment to keep future breakouts under control. So this is a long-term antibiotic treatment, which, and what happens is that changes the chemistry within our body and causing this, really, really problem for the long term. And it can be very expensive and sometimes over the counter. products which we use, they are not really helpful either, because they also give you kind of very temporary relief. So anyway, my suggestion is to, whenever this type of problem, if you have a chronic acne issue, uh, it's usually better to have a consult, and you know and all those issues, uh, to address what might have changed in your lifestyle. And one thing which we find, when the first teenage acne happens, the growth hormones are really going on, the testosterone, and females also having hormones coming up, and that also increases the sebum production on the face.
Yeah, that because the and like the that's the hormonal issue, which is like the we start suffering from the as like the for the girls as they starts having the periods, and that starts affecting their sebum production. Like if there is imbalance into the hormones, the androgens, which is the male and female both has this hormone, and our test the in the male's testes and the ovaries and also the adrenals uh, produces this hormone.
So,
And
basically we're talking about the testosterone imbalance between estrogen and progesterone,
because
which
it's the
helps to,
yes,
which increases the sebum production on
sebum
the skin.
production.
And, usually majority time now, the in medical community, we are start focusing on how to control the sebum production on the face. And, rather than, addressing only the bacterial overgrowth, which may be causing it, and treating the bacteria with the antibiotic, which does actually helps initially, but the long term treatment, we need to look into overall whole lifestyle. So in ayurveda, which is a traditional system of medicine, in India, have been used for thousands of years. According to ayurveda, there are three doshas. There are also mind body types. The three doshas are like vata, pitta, kapha, and and these doshas, when there is an imbalance in these doshas, usually will create some sort of a imbalance in the body and lead to acne issue. So, Dr. Anju, would you like to address that a little bit more?
Yes. Like with the vata, where if the people are having vata the imbalance, they will be having more dry, scaly skin, and that would be also with the indigestion will cause that as well.
So what happens is, in vata actually is, when there is a vata deranged in the body, we are noticing these people will have a either malabsorption in the gut. They will not digest food. So there is a
And
more
that will cause
accumulation of the
more
toxins.
accumulation of the toxins. And with the pitta too, because the pitta goes with the liver and gallbladder, and that also can create the issue as well. And then the kapha comes, like which controls the production of the sebum. So excess kapha people will be having more excess sebum, and that will result in the clogging of the pores. So, the combination of the impaired digestion, accumulation of the toxins, inflammation, and overproduction of the sebum creates the perfect environment for the overgrowth of the bacteria.
So it's,
Resulting.
yeah, it's exactly. So that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yes, yes. So, the overgrowth of bacteria is only an effect of the underlying imbalances, but not the ultimate cause of the acne.
So
That,
yeah, that's what I mean. Is like when we are in creating an imbalance in the basic humors, that is where the issues of indigestion happens. The food is not properly digested, and we call in Ayurveda as a production of ama in the gut, and that's a toxic load, and that actually is expressed through the skin.
yes.
So anyway, folks, feel free to call us at 1-844-301 and 1250. We are discussing a topic on acne. This is a, which is I would say is a very common issue, and I'm sure a lot of people who have this. So feel free to call us at 1-844-301-1250, and we will be just taking a break. So that will be advertisement break. So we'll be right back after the breaks.
Are you looking for quality Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments for your chronic issues? We offer a holistic, wholesome approach to living with chronic diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information. If you or someone you know is diagnosed with cancer and is interested in adjunctive holistic approach, please come and meet our doctors at Ayurvedic and Naturopathic Medical Clinic or call us at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. Panchkarma detox treatments are a great way to utilize natural healing mechanisms of the body. Our clinic in Bellevue, Washington offers over 36 years experience in Ayurvedic treatment. Call us for more information about our Panchkarma treatments at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. If you're suffering with diabetes, heart disease, hormonal issues, digestive issues, and other chronic health issues, we offer comprehensive Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments to reverse your diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information.
All right, folks, this is Dr. Shailinder Sodhi on the show, Your Body's Your Natural Pharmacy. And today, along with Dr. Anju, we are discussing a very common issue of acne, which we all have seen in our life. And majority of adult population, about 20% of the adult population suffers with the acne as well. So we are discussing that. And if you have a question, feel free to call us at 1-844-301-1250. Again, 1-844-301-1250, and we will be happy to discuss the issue of acne. And Dr. Anju, as we were discussing earlier regarding the three doshas, the Vata, Pitta, Kapha, how that can be a factor in causing acne in lots of adult as well as in young teenage. What else one has to pay attention? What other conditions might lead to acne?
So as we like the digestion, we talked earlier about that eating the not right kind of food is the main cause for the having the acne, because a lot of acidic food we consume, and that ends up people are having acne. The other big reason for the acne I see in my practice is the hormonal imbalance, and that starts from in the very beginning at the age 13 in the most of the teenagers, and also polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is the major cause for the lot of women in the US is for the acne. And I'm seeing that more and more in my practice. So PCOS is a condition in which women have an imbalance of the female sex hormones. It is linked to low levels of estrogen and progesterone and high androgen levels. Androgen levels are the male hormones. It's the testosterone. And it is completely understood why or how to the change in the hormone level occurs. And what happens with the hormonal imbalance, it causes the woman's ovaries to not to release the eggs. Instead of they start making small cysts in their ovaries. That's why it's called polycystic ovarian syndrome. Symptoms of polycystic ovarian is lack of the period or an irregular period, and the hair growth on the body, it can be anywhere from the chest, navel, face, anywhere. And they can also see the thinning of the hair at the head as well. And folks, lot of acne issue with the PCOS syndrome, and that around the neck area, that can be on the armpits, groin, breast, jawline.
So it's in the PCOS, that's the most common area.
That's the most common area.
Right. So that's again, folks, that's very much related to the females.
Females, yes.
And, to those of you who are a little bit, I take our audience is not all very much into, into medicine or medical community. So, PCOS, which Dr. Anju mentioned, polycystic ovarian syndrome, is very much related to the female population.
Yes, it is related to the female population. And a lot of people I see in my practice, lot of when in the adult acne or in the 20s, it's due to the PCOS. And also they are having lot of weight gain issue as well along with it. So so we address this issue by telling them to how to balance their hormones. And first of the all, like before I suggest them to take the hormones, I always like to help them with their gut health, and by starting with the eating right kind of food, which is like more fiber, more fruits and vegetables, low sugar intake, and lot of vitamin. Also, I suggest the vitamins and minerals and herbs to take as well. So, Dr. Shailinder, I have seen like with the take by taking only the fish oil, it improves a lot in the to lower the. We need to lower the testosterone level, which is causing the women's to have more cystic ovaries.
So what you're saying is taking good high omega fish oil
Yes.
really helps, because the way it does is because it cuts down the inflammatory markers, which is a part of the acne picture.
Yes, yes. And also B vitamins, zinc, all those also helps a lot with the acne too.
And zinc is such an important one of the minerals, which is, people, a lot of our population do not even take zinc. And it's a
No.
very important mineral to take for the skin health, for the overall immune system. And, it's easy to get mineral, and zinc is not, available over the counter supplement, but also you can get it in the foods. One of the richest source of the zinc in the food is pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds, yes.
And, if just having a handful pumpkin seeds in a day will give you enough zinc amount, which is bioavailable, and you can absorb it very naturally. And the other thing, Dr. Anju, which I like to mention it, people get kind of, it's like acne comes in a kind of period. Sometimes they come in 2 weeks, sometimes they come in 3
Yeah,
weeks,
because
sometimes they
that's
come in 4 weeks.
exactly. And for the especially for the women patients, like they can get it week before their periods. They can have when they are having the ovulation time, or during the like the
Period.
periods time too. So it's really like, if you, that's what I said earlier, that if you just learn about your system a little bit more, that why, when you have it, where you have it, and what time of the, like the month you are having, it's easy for the physician to treat it too, and for yourself as well.
So, and usually whenever we're treating the acne of this type, it can take a long time. It can take 3 to 6 months.
It's not a quick fix. It will be taking longer time. We need to balance the hormones. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to take time. And also, like when I mentioned about eating the omega-3 and the like the vitamins and the zinc, then also eat low saturated fats and eat more polyunsaturated fat, like the nuts,
Right.
seeds, fish.
The
leafy
change in the
greens.
diet is important.
Very important. That is the first. That will help to reduce the testosterone in the body. So also the fiber, Dr. Shailinder, people are not eating enough fiber in their diet.
And the fiber is such an easy food. As when you eat a wholesome food, it's naturally loaded with the fibers. Like if you eating a whole grains, the vegetables and fruits, it's a rich source of fiber.
Yeah. And the American people average, they do not eat more than 13 grams of fiber. And the recommended doses for the women is about 25 grams. And for the men, it's about 38 grams. So
Wow.
we are really lacking.
So that tells you, how little fiber is being taken by the, the population. But in our, I think if we look into our culture in back home, our diet was very rich in high fiber.
Yes.
And we were eating salads, and we were eating fruits. Our grains were, all were the whole grains. And, if we had wheat, it was a whole wheat and organic kind of wheat. And the rice were kind of, come with all the natural, they were not really synthesized in differently.
Yeah. And there is enough toxins into the food. And like that, then we talk about like most of the people are not eating the organic. And so there is a lot of pesticides into the food too, which can be the reason as well.
I'm telling you, folks, it's such an important topic, which Dr. Anju just touched. The food has to be totally clean. When we dealing with all the toxic load built into the system, and like I mentioned earlier, the acne on the skin is just an outward expression, what is really going inside deep and out. So one of the things which you all need to understand is like eat clean. It's like hydrate your body. Hydration is such an important
And
factor.
people are not hydrated enough.
Right.
And they are drinking lot of caffeine, lot of caffeinated drinks,
And the
especially
sugary drinks, all
yes,
those
sugary drinks.
the things which you can find in the carbonated drinks which are available over the counter and freely available in the all those machines, and where people just
And
buy it.
they are making it their body more acidic.
Right. So the one thing is, like Dr. Anju mentioned, is going toward more alkalinity is a
Yes.
better.
It's the better way to avoid all those things. So
Right.
it's that's why it's not a quick fix. You have to go system by system.
So the one other thing which we just touched it, like having high sugar food is really a killer for acne. It's like you creating your problem even worse when you have that type of drinks in your food, or eating high sugar donuts or the chocolates. I mean, name all those.
And if you go even in the schools too, my son came one day and she said, "No, my teacher says the chocolate is not bad. Chocolate will not harm you. It will not have you to have
Right.
acne."
That is only true if you are eating 100% pure chocolate, Dr. Anju. But majority of our chocolate are loaded with the sugar and the other
Dairy
things.
is the other
Dairy
thing,
is the other
which
thing.
is like we haven't touched, like we did not tell, like the dairy is the really bad.
The
for
other day, one of my guy which was saying the chocolate, he says chocolate only contains three things. I said, okay, I think I can name those three things: chocolate, milk, and sugar. All those three things. If somebody who's acne, having an acne, may be allergic to the milk, and the sugars are just not needed for the acne, leading it to an issue of causing more cystic acne or blackheads or
Yeah.
whiteheads. So
Yes.
like you're mentioning, that we need to eat wholesome, we need to hydrate.
And we also need to have some, we can, like the most of the my teenagers, or they are not having like the some stuff to, like the minerals and the vitamins and all that stuff is needed too. And then I will suggest my listeners to start having some herbs too for the acne too. Neem, as most of the Indian people will know about, the neem is a blood purifier too. It's great for it has the antibacterial effect too. So start taking that.
Right. So, folks, we will be, taking a little small commercial break again, and we would like you to, come call us at 1-844 301 1250, 1-844-301-1250. We'll be right back after our commercial break. So please feel free to call us, and we are discussing about acne and a very important topic and easy to take care. So we are waiting for your phone calls. Feel free.
If you're suffering with diabetes, heart disease, hormonal issues, digestive issues, and other chronic health issues, we offer comprehensive Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments to reverse your diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information. Are you looking for quality Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments for your chronic issues? We offer a holistic, wholesome approach to living with chronic diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information. If you or someone you know is diagnosed with cancer and is interested in adjunctive holistic approach, please come and meet our doctors at Ayurvedic and Naturopathic Medical Clinic, or call us at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. Panchkarma detox treatments are a great way to utilize natural healing mechanisms of the body. Our clinic in Bellevue, Washington offers over 36 years experience in Ayurvedic treatment. Call us for more information about our Panchkarma treatments at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022.
Hello, folks. This is Dr. Shailinder Sodhi on the show, Your Body is Your Natural Pharmacy. And we are discussing acne, which is a very common issue. And we do have a caller online. So, caller, this is Dr. Shailinder Sodhi. Please go ahead and ask your question, and we'll be happy to answer your question. Thank you for calling us, though.
Hello?
Hi, this is Dr. Shailinder Sodhi. Go ahead.
Hello. Oh, Bob Knowles calling in.
Hi, Bob.
I've been a patient. Hi, Dr. Shailinder. I've been a patient of you now for over 20 years, and when you mention neem, I take that twice a day, and 2 tablets twice a day, or 2 capsules twice a day. But I found that people comment on my skin. I'm 80 years old now. My skin looks so clean and everything, and I'm really, and my hair is a lot thicker, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, Bob,
So
you are an
anyway,
exceptional person. I have known you for so long, and I usually give an example of you to every young person. I said, look at this young man who is 80 plus year old and he runs around and does it, but you're an exceptional person. I have seen you personally that you eat very clean. You are an organic eater, and your food is very rich in the natural substances which either growing in your backyard or you buying organic food from the store. And you definitely, the thing you mentioned about neem, it's an excellent herb. It's a great purifier. And it's a one way of I call my answer to an antibiotic. Neem is a natural antibiotic, but it doesn't behave like an antibiotic. It does all the work which antibiotics will do, so you don't get a side effects of antibiotic. So neem in back home we have used as a just for purifying the skin, any skin related issues like acne and eczemas and fungal infections. So you bet your skin definitely is very good. I'm glad you're taking it, and keep taking it. I think you hydrate as well too. So the people need to understand hydration is an important factor when we are addressing the skin. I thank you, Bob, for calling us and talking to us, and having our viewer listen to your views. Thank you. So,
well,
folks,
thank you for your time, and you do a great job with. I've sent a number of customers to you, and they've all been delighted with the results. So thank you.
Thank you,
thank
Bob.
you, Bob. Thank you. And folks, again, in order to call us, it's a 1-844-301-1250, 1-844-301-1250, and we are discussing on acne. And Dr. Anju touched a little bit about the foods, and we will continue on the food. And one of the things in Ayurveda, when we're talking about food, we always say eat warm, soft, cooked foods.
I agree with that.
And the reason why we do that, Dr. Anju?
Because it's why we do that is because we have to digest it properly. If we are not digesting the food properly, we are producing more toxins into our gut.
And that's usually called ama in Ayurveda.
That's called ama. So that's the reason. One reason I always tell, if somebody's digestion is great, I always tell my patient, eating raw vegetable is not bad, but you need to see how many raw vegetables and salads you are eating. If you are eating only the raw vegetables and your digestion is not strong, this is going to be a problem.
So what I will suggest, folks, even though the raw vegetables and salads are good, but if you have a poor digestion, you are actually harming your system.
Yes.
And my recommendation to you is, if you are that fond of having raw foods, I usually advise, okay, take all those dark green leafy veggies, the fruit, vegetables, and dip it in boiled water and take it out in a few seconds. And that's actually a little better. And you actually get more nutrient out of the food.
Yes. And also, if when they are eating the the beans, it should be soaked. Like most of the beans, the whole beans should be soaked, so it can be easily digestible too.
Right. And the other thing is drinking beverage at room temperature. I mean, a lot of people drink ice cold drinks.
And whenever we go to the restaurant, what we get the iced water. And
right.
in the Ayurveda, by drinking the ice water along with the food is harmful to the digestion.
And the reason for that is because the iced water decreases the core temperature, which is really optimal temperature we need to digest food.
Yes.
So body takes a little longer to come back to achieve that temperature, and which is needed in order to digest.
Yeah.
So,
Also, we do not in Ayurveda. We do not recommend drinking and liquids, lot of liquids during eating, especially the water. Sips of warm water or herbal teas are better.
Right, and I usually say chamomile tea, ginger tea, and
Great.
also green tea. You can be taken at that time, which
Yes.
actually helps to stimulate digestion. And also, I would like to people to know all those junk foods.
Cereals.
The junk foods which have a lot of sugar. You don't want to eat. Also, salty fried food is the enemy of the skin.
Enemy of the skin, and especially for the people with the acne skin.
Right. And also cutting down the high amount of spicy, sour, fried, and fermented food.
Yes.
These are definitely not good because if you were listening, like Anju mentioned earlier, that the acidity, acidic skin is really a big time culprit for creating a skin which leads to an acne, can lead to rosacea, which is other type of acne, and or blackheads or whiteheads.
So it's like go from one point to the other point. So like I think the digestion, having a good digestion by eating good food is very important.
And also, even though a lot of people think yogurt is very healthy, but for acne individuals, those who might have dairy sensitivity, yogurt is not good because yogurt is considered as a fermented food.
Fermented food, and the dairy is not for the like people having, if we were talking about the kapha, like the accumulation of the more like the sebum, due to the kapha disorder, the acne, the dairy is bad for those individuals anyway.
And also alcohol. Man, I think for all those adults, guys, listen, or the girl, listen, the alcohol is another bad thing. If you're having an adult acne, you need to reduce your alcohol to minimum. And the reason for that is because we are actually compromising our liver.
Our liver.
And liver is a major organ which detoxifies it. So we are actually, every time you have a drink of alcohol, the amount of aldehyde you make in your body is amazingly high, and it really slows down your totally detoxification.
And plus, it's a stimulant too.
Yeah. So, the one thing is the alcohol, you don't want to take it because it will slow down your liver functions. It will cause a slowing down in digestion. It will slow down the gut. So it is not something you want. It is actually making your body again acidic. So,
and also the sugar into it, and the people drinking wine has a lot of sugar into it too.
Right, and that's another story. All those grapes which goes into the wine, and that is people are allergic to. So even though the wines are touted as a healthy wine, but people who are having an acne, guys, you or girls, you cannot have a wine. That is not really recommended. The other most common drink is
coffee.
Coffee. Every morning, I need my coffee to wake up. So that is, if you are having an acne as an adult or even as a teenager, reduce coffee. Coffee is again making your pH as acidic in your body, and we want to make your body a little bit more alkaline, so your skin actually breathes better. So breakout happens will be less. So if you are drinking more than a cup a day, definitely you need to cut down. And I will probably dilute the coffee. And there are so many different types of coffee these days come up with which is actually has a milk and caramel and all the different flavors, which actually
is even bad.
Yeah, which complicates your further. So that's definitely. And what about vinegar, Dr. Anju?
Vinegar helps with to balance the pH as well. I do suggest some of my patients to have the apple cider organic. It has to be organic, and they can have apple cider vinegar, diluted apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon in a cup of water would be helpful.
Okay, so we have another caller on the line. This is Dr. Shailinder Sodhi on the show, Your Body is Your Natural Pharmacy. Caller, go ahead, ask your question, please.
Hey, Dr. Shailinder, how are you?
I'm really well. Go ahead. Who is this?
Yeah, my question is that I'm Kunal. My question is that stress, I heard that stress is the major cause for acne. So that's the only reason that it is happening most in youngsters.
No, actually, Kunal, your question is very good. The youngsters do suffer with the stress part because they have to, as they're growing up, they are also
Yeah.
getting settled with the added load of school and added getting, socially acceptable. So the youngster actually is a little bit more complex than stress. There is a stress part. There is a hormonal component which is playing a role. That means their body is
Yep.
changing. Boys are producing more testosterone, the women's are going to, the girls are changing their body to, so these hormones are also playing, which in reverse also increases the sebum production, which is like how your skin becomes oily and greasy. That is also changing the environment on the surface of the skin, which actually leads to the bacterial overgrowth. So that actually is the main factor why the youngsters are noticing acne. So yes, definitely, to answer your question, stress is a factor, but there are other factors along with the stress which will bring the acne up.
Uh,
So what would you suggest, Dr.
Yeah,
Anju?
also Kunal, whenever the youngsters, especially if due to the school reason, any reason, there is several stresses, and when they are stressed, the eating habits, they do the binge eating, they eat the bad foods, they will be eating more like the salty food, sugary food, and
All those food which are packed in the packages, which are available.
yeah,
Oh,
it's called the stress eating. So that is also will lead to the having acne too. So
right, because it is loaded with all the allergens, the salt, and the things which are mentioned, the fried food, which is not really healthy. So, Kunal, I think of your question is excellent. The stress is a part, but it is not only the part. There is the other co-factors which allows to do it. So, definitely, these type of individuals who notice acne, first is managing a stress in a different way. That means, manage your time in accordingly, and also seek and help. So thank you for calling, Kunal. That was an excellent question. And folks, you can call us at 1-844-301-1250, and that is on Desi Radio 1250 AM. And I'm your host, Dr. Shailinder Sodhi, along with Dr. Anju. We are discussing about acne. And, Dr. Anju, one of the things which we also mention is how about reducing tomatoes and onions? What do you
the
think about
yeah
it?
though so like acne is it's a inflammation is there, as we all know, and especially with the rosacea, which is like the when we people, especially in the adults, acne, and also the redness on the skin too, and the mostly the cystic acne, and it can be very painful too. So we need to eat the food which are the anti-inflammatory. So it comes into the nightshade family, like the tomatoes, potatoes, eggplant, peppers, especially the bell peppers. Green ones are bad. So we need to cut down all those foods as well, so we can
Even
have
though
the
these foods are not bad food,
yeah
but they are allergenic.
and allergenic, and it increases the inflammation. So we need to, if we are having the symptoms, we need to cut down those
Right.
foods too.
So, okay, folks, we'll be right back after the break again. And, feel free to call us at 1-844-301-1250. Again, 1-844-301-1250. And we are discussing about acne. We'll be right back after the break.
If you or someone you know is diagnosed with cancer and is interested in adjunctive holistic approach, please come and meet our doctors at Ayurvedic and Naturopathic Medical Clinic or call us at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. If you're suffering with diabetes, heart disease, hormonal issues, digestive issues, and other chronic health issues, we offer comprehensive Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments to reverse your diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information. Panchkarma detox treatments are a great way to utilize natural healing mechanisms of the body. Our clinic in Bellevue, Washington offers over 36 years experience in Ayurvedic treatment. Call us for more information about our Panchkarma treatments at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. Are you looking for quality Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments for your chronic issues? We offer a holistic, wholesome approach to living with chronic diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information.
Okay, folks, this is Dr. Shailinder Sodhi, and we are discussing, the very common issues, which is the acne. And, It's a very, very common issue. Every adult have seen that on their face, on their body, somewhere. So some of the suggestions which we earlier mentioned is like reducing yogurt, alcohol, coffee, and avoiding vinegar, tomatoes, onions, and garlic and cheese. Cheese is considered as a very allergenic because it's not only dairy, but it's also very heavy for the digestion. So a lot of food which contains cheese. I mean, very common food which majority of Americans like to eat. I wouldn't say is a pizza, and pizza alone has so many allergens. And these young teenagers which are facing acne issue, you guys need to just cut that down. I mean, maybe if you really want to have pizza, we call it marinara pizza, but again, that has a
That has a
tomato.
lot of tomato sauce as well too. So
And tomatoes are not good, but it will be probably less toxic load on your
yeah,
system.
Dr. Shailinder, but I will say that they have to, if they want to eat something, they need to make it their own.
Okay, so we have another caller. Caller, this is Dr. Shailinder Sodhi, and please go ahead ask your question.
Hi, Dr. Shailinder. This is Arun. I'm wondering what is the lifetime of the acne? Like once you have acne, will it burst by itself within a few weeks, months, or it can convert into like a sebaceous cyst or mole or something else?
Usually, Arun, that was a very good question. Once the cyst, actually, every individual is different. Once the formation begins, some people matures their acne within a couple days, and some individuals that sits under, and it's like get inflamed and it does not mature, and the heads does not develop. And I'm sure Dr. Anju probably you have seen those type of acne
Yeah,
as
I
well.
have seen a lot of individual with that type of acne. It's mostly called the cystic acne, and it can be very painful too. And sometimes, what people complains that they just see underneath. It's really hard to like. It doesn't go away. It just sits there.
Right, and some people like Arun is they can have acne throughout their life. That means I have seen severe cases where the acne was on the upper back or in the chest area in the males, which kind of develops into a bigger cyst which sits under. And sometimes we have to get invasive with these people, beside because they feel pain in their shoulder, in the upper back or in the face. So we have to use some extraction methodologies to release those.
Yeah, sometimes only definitely it's a hormonal effect of even when people are having like the big more cystic acne too. So by like as we mentioned earlier that cutting down all the allergens and eating the food which will reduce the testosterone in the
In the
body
male
would be
population as
male
well as in the
population
female.
will be
Yes.
really helpful by eating more fiber, by eating more omega-3 and all those foods and the less acidic foods. But yeah, same time sometimes the extraction is important then.
Right, but that's again is a temporary relief to just to give a that break to the body and to make individual feel a little better. But usually face packs comes very handy and doing those type of things.
Clay mask is very helpful too, with the little bit of the menthol in it is also great as well.
Right, and the
So what is
product
best
like
way
we
to-
mentioned about neem plus type of product are really good for these type of individual because these are called blood purifiers and really helpful in the acne patient. In our clinical expertise, I have noticed also neem face packs are usually helpful. So anyway, Arun, thank you for calling us. The last question was brought into very good. If this can last forever, it can last forever. It is one of those things which can sit there forever if it is not addressed properly, and if you have not modified your lifestyle, if you have not changed your diet, if you have not worked on the stress factors, and if you are not sleeping well, all these factors are going to be causing the acne.
Yes. So, also, Dr. Shailinder, do you want to tell our listeners a little bit more about what else they can do for the in my practice, I do tell my patients like to cleanse their liver, and we have some herbs as well. I tell them to drink the aloe vera juice and that is really helpful for the liver detox as well.
And it is available, right?
It's available. It can be used. It can be diluted. It can be like also the pomegranate juice is the another good juice, like which is also helps with the because the liver detox is very important due to the hormonal impact or like the any digestion. So liver cleansing is very
Right.
important.
I mean, that's the main goal of Ayurveda the main secret of Ayurveda is boost the digestion, improve the digestion, and remove the toxin.
Yes.
So these things you just mentioned are really detoxifiers. And so, hydration.
Yes. Also, quickly, I want to say that if you are having the acne, just for the women patients, like they need to know what type of makeup they are wearing. If their skin is clogged, they should not be wearing heavy makeup. They need to wear the oil-free. And when you are during that treatment, I do not suggest to wear the makeup. And
Majority, this is catch 22, Dr. Anju. I mean, I feel sorry for those women who really want to go for the party, so they have to cover their face because they don't want to look, it's socially a behavior, but same time they are harming their skin. But so what would you suggest for these type of individuals?
For these type of individual, go for a really good line, which doesn't have any parabens or any fillers or any talc, and that can be like they can wear that makeup. And I will, for my individuals, I suggest them to wear like the more instead of the liquid makeup, more the powdered makeup, especially in the summer, would be better choice.
And one of the teas which I recommend usually is the combination of very common spice which are available in almost every East Indian kitchen is like
balance the hormones and also to the detox as
right.
well.
It's like whole cumin seeds, the fennel seeds, coriander seed, mixing all these three, boiling in a cup of water and sipping it really is very helpful, and it balances out the hormones too.
And Dr. Shailinder, it's going to help with the digestion because the digestion is the main thing which we need to address. I think the first point we need to address. So this tea, like Dr. Shailinder mentioned, will really help to improve the digestion.
So the folks, the tea which I mentioned was the cumin seeds and coriander seeds and fennel seeds, which is probably available in every household. Just boil it and chill it a little bit and then drink it at the room temperature. We really will help with, like Dr. Anju mentioned, is with the digestion and also detoxifying. It's an excellent, and it also will help your immune system as well. And other thing is keeping your pores clean. And Dr. Anju, what are the things which we can do to keep our pore clean?
So that's very important. Like one thing I do not suggest, like the body soap should not be used on the face due to the different like the reasons. And we need to use the very mild soap or cleansers and for the face. Tea tree oil cleanser is the great for the cleansing the skin as well. I do suggest to just the regular milk is the great for the cleansing the skin, or for the acne patients, the yogurt is the great cleanser as well. And by using some clay mask along with mixing it with the rose water or yogurt will be great as a face mask that will help to reduce the sebum production. And also like the folks like the apple cider vinegar, diluted apple cider vinegar into the water would be great.
Right. And folks, all these suggestions are great for you all. And as we're coming to the end of the show, I would like to tell you, I and Dr. Anju both practices at Bellevue, in Bellevue, and our clinic name is Ayurvedic and Naturopathic Medical Clinic. And we are not too far from the Overlake Hospital, about 112th Avenue. And we have been here for 25 plus years.